Hello Plastic Ocean leapers heading off in October. Now I know a lot of you can join the Zoom call and I replayed it and it was just slight chaos with phones going off left, right and centre. So I'm just going to quickly summarise the meeting for you all to get you organised. So the main point of the meeting was flights. Now this is I want the whole family to be on board with this, because getting you out to Costa Rica is a walk in the park. Getting you home is slightly more complicated. Now currently, today, Costa Rica is still on the red list. Therefore, our intention is to reroute and redate that return flight via a non-red list country. At the moment, the one that really works well and everyone is doing is via Guatemala. And then what we will do is put together an 11-night itinerary for you, which can either be pre-planned, prepaid for, completely scripted and led. We could appoint a leader to escort you there. Or what a lot of people are doing is they think they want that, but when they get to Costa Rica, they really get, travel confident, want to do it by themselves. We are happy with that. And what we do is we give you the itinerary, we give you the names, we give you all our contacts there, and we just say, you crack on with it yourself. And we will make that decision in week 5 of your Costa Rican trip. And so you have to go to Costa Rica knowing that right now you don't know really how you're going to get home. But trust us, let us guide you, and I promise you, you will get home safely and soundly. What I do know also from the meeting is that most people who were at the meeting gave me the thumbs up and do want to travel afterwards, whether that be in Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, the States. There is a hunger for onward travel afterwards. No one is in a rush to come home. So I just want every family, to talk that through, be confident with it, and if you've got the odd question, please give me a call in the office and we can just walk you through how it's worked in the past. But we are really hoping, and talking to the Foreign Office in Costa Rica, talking to trail finders, there are so many indicators that Costa Rica is going to be removed from the red list. So we've got we have got 2 more government announcements before you're due to come home. So we're just really hoping it plays in our favour. So hold fire with that. Okay, that was the kind of main emphasis of this meeting. But while I'm here, I'm just going to whiz through other administrative things just to help you with your packing. Okay, kit. Everything on the kit list in My Leap is there for a reason. Please do not forget. These are the critical things people forget, and it's really annoying. Your UV top for surfing, you really need that. A small backpack for everyday wandering around, a phone cover, a spare telephone. Everyone has a spare telephone in a kitchen drawer. Please chuck it in your rucksack. Head torch, water bottle, t-shirts, just a hat. Simple things like that. Just do not forget. Girls, you will want some nice clothes, some strappy little dresses to go out in the evenings. Boys, I've given up with what you wear. If you're anything like my boys, it consists of trainers, socks, even in the hottest countries, revolting nylon shorts and a t-shirt. Does that about sum it up? Pretty much. Anyway, they're just, pack a lot of that, a lot of swimmers, and you'll be good to go. Money. Brace yourself. Costa Rica is an expensive country. It really, really is. And Santa Teresa in particular is a kind of luxury high-end destination. You've got George Clooney who's got a house there. So you've just, puts you in the picture. There are cafes, restaurants, sushi bars, cocktail bars, uber expensive prices. And then there are mid, cooler ones, more backpacker style. So the first weekend, you will find your feet and be shown where the good places are to hang out. With taking money, debit, credit, Monzo, Revolut, they work in Costa Rica. Do not try and get the local currency out before you go. There are ATMs everywhere. So I would recommend $100 in cash, $50 of that which were needed to pay for the Rose of America on the first night. Now we did that, we've made that decision because you all get there about 4. The time you come through is 6. We don't want to do that whole overnight transport to camps. We thought, let's give you an extra night in San Jose for you all to meet each other and decompress. Then you'll be up at the Cracker Sparrow the next day for your big adventure to the camp. Trains, planes and automobiles. Literally, it's a 2.5-hour drive to the ferry, a 2-hour ferry crossing, and then another bus journey the other side. So it is a big journey. Average budgeting. People obviously say to us they usually spend anything between 150 quid to 200 quid extra a week. Now, it all depends. You can spend more or much less. It all depends on how many cocktails and beers you're going to drink and what weekend activities you want to do. Weekend activities, the camp will put them on. They will tell you what's available, from horse riding to deep sea fishing to going on the island tour. But you don't have to do any of it. It is entirely optional. I do recommend doing the island tour. That would be a really special thing to do. I know the boys last weekend all went deep sea fishing, caught some tuna and fed the whole camp for the night. So it's all there for the taking. Kind of $40, $50 for a weekend activity. It's pretty much what you've got to budget for. The weekend one actually is more expensive because you spend overnight. I think that averages about $150 for the weekend. But it is all optional. Just looking. We touched on the health, with the COVID. Hopefully you're all double vaxxed. If you are double vaxxed, it does change the Costa Rican kind of rules and regulations to what they want you to do. If you have a PCR test, it all gets logged on the Costa Rican medical records. They then ask you to quarantine for 5 days, only if you are double vaxxed. Clearly, if you're ill, you will stay in quarantine for longer. But we had this one kid last week that, suddenly lost his taste and smell. No other symptoms, absolutely fine. But he was positive. It came back, his taste and smell after 1 day, so he just had to stay in quarantine for 5 days. So you're all mindful of it. You all know the deal. We've all just got to keep a very open mind and be honest with how you're feeling. But one of the more important things that we worry about more, and in the first 2 weeks, it's a kind of juggling act, is dehydration. Because dehydration is really prevalent out there, especially in the first 2 weeks, because you're not used to working in the heat, the humidity, and not drinking enough fluids. And that can make you feel headachy, achy bones, achy joints, rather fluey, which clearly everyone can misinterpret as COVID. So, just work with us. We have been working in this environment now for a year, so we're pretty confident at seeing the right signs, not the signs, and we have a doctor on speed dial out in Costa Rica who guides every single medical decision our team out there make, so you are in good hands. So in the other medical issue that we are mindful of is a simple cut. I know, you're thinking, seriously? I'm saying yes. A simple cut out in the tropics and the heat and the working and the sweating will not heal on its own. It really doesn't. So really keep an eye on the simple cut and do not ignore it, because it won't go away without pseudocreme, healing cream, antibiotic cream. So just keep showing the leaders out there what's going on, and they will again direct you. Food, meals in camp. The camp has got delicious food. You've got 2 meals a day, which are included. The third meal in the evening is not. Budget $10-15 a night for that. That is included in your $150 extra, $200 or pounds, whatever currency you want to work in. They do loads of meals in camp now to encourage people out of the really expensive town back into camp. From pizza night, if the boys go fishing, a sushi night, there's loads going on. So you either kind of opt in or opt out, or you could just go to the supermarket, get your own food and cook it yourself. It's all possible. Now you're there for 6 weeks. Moving on to itinerary. You're there for 6 weeks. The first 4 weeks, which we're trialing this time, instead of you out, back, you what we're trialling is 4 weeks in camp and then a 2-week road trip at the end. And the 2-week road trip will include the Monteverde, the Turtle Sanctuary, and going to Samara Beach. So be open-minded with how we're going to lay out the itinerary, because with the weather, it is the end of the rainy season, so all that will be thrown into the equation with when's the best time, best week, looking at the forecast to do certain things. So just go there, open-minded, know you're going to learn to surf. Spanish, by the way, the Spanish is learned on the beach while you're surfing, while you're cooking. It's all very interactive. It's not in a kind of classroom environment. So you've got the surfing, you've got the Spanish, you've got all the plastic ocean projects, the recycling. Main projects we're doing at the moment is picking up as much plastic as we can because it's the rainy season, and then they're making these plastic bricks which are made into lifeguard towers. Genius! Anyway, you'll learn all about that. And of course the turtle conservation and the cloud forest. Order of that it's going to happen, that will be the surprise. Simple questions we get. Wi-Fi is everywhere. Okay, you don't have to get a local SIM card, but do take the extra phone. Washing clothes, there's a washing service in camp, or you can go do it yourself, or you can go into town. Very easy. Post, there is no post to Costa Rica. It's absolutely hopeless. All gets really overcharged with VAT, or it gets stolen. So if you've forgotten anything, you've got to get it in country. So when it comes to your medication, please, if any of you are on medication, work out that you've got enough supplies for your trip, for travelling on independently, and what the generic term is of the pill. So if you get it lost, then we can match it in country. Okay? Double vax, really important. If you are double vaxxed, you only need to get the one insurance, which is the INEX if you're American, Josie, or the Battle Face if you're in the UK. If you are not double fully vaxxed, then you will need an extra insurance. Call me and I'll give you the details. And lastly, we want to do is, you do not need a PCR or antigen test to get through Paris to get it if you're double vaxxed, Paris and into Costa Rica. But what we would love you all to do is to do an antigen test, one of the home kits, at home before you go, just for belts and braces, so we know at that point in time nobody had COVID when they got onto the aeroplane. If you do not panic. There is always a solution. We will just move your flight and you can go 5 days later, or whenever you're better. We will get you out there in some shape or form, but you don't want to be that person for taking COVID out. Okay? So other than that, that is all from me. We are here to get you organised. Remember, Zoe and Liv will be chasing you. They want to know how many vaxxers you've got, address for your t-shirts, fill in your personal details form, and they always nag me to tell you, please tick the consent box. It's really hard to find in my league. We don't know what to do about that, but you will find it. Okay, so over and out from us, and have a wonderful time.